Chapter 18. Debris continues to fall. Burning tapestries, burning wood. Fire has made everything unstable, heating all things flammable from the inside out. Paintings blacken in their frames, balconies break from their foundations. Fire is everywhere, yet Bronin is nowhere. The smell of roasted flesh makes my stomach churn. My eyes fall on the cage that held the villagers. Consumed in fire, the iron bars glow vibrant orange. I close my eyes, trying to banish the memory of the girl's skin blistering, the others inside crammed against her, shouting in her tiny ears. Coughing takes over and I gag. Bile rises to my mouth. The smoke is black and thick. I need to leave or I will suffocate to death. The stairs are somewhere back here. They lead downward. Somewhere. I cover my face, passing row after row of burning shelves. Despite knowing this place will collapse any minute, Rule's rhetoric lingers inside me. A voice I will never forget. He said a man passed through here, not a boy. I panic at the thought it might be too late, that Joachim has already killed Dorian, disposed of my son's body in some desolate tomb, or worse. I cannot think of such things, but I have failed innocent people again. I cannot protect the ones in the cage. Death mocks my every step, and yet something new seems to take hold over me, this inner obsession I cannot comprehend. I remember years ago teaching Dorian in the courtyard of Wolfgang Manor the ways of the sword, that even when dealing the killing blow to your enemy, always do so with confidence. Serve justice, not malice, and yet with each step I descend into this new darkness, I am overcome with the presence of evil, not just any evil. Revenge. Joachim has taken everything from me. I, the one who took him at the same age as Dorian presently is, and this is my return payment. With Bronin gone, I feel God is further from me than ever before. Everything that ever was holy, that kept me glued together, was Bronin. Not now, not anymore. He has burned away in the fire with the rest of the victims. Yes, revenge. My newfound strength. When I find Joachim, before I do what must be done, he will show me Dorian's body. I will not let my son rot away in this forsaken place. He will have a proper burial, a funeral pyre like his mother, to ensure his purity to heaven. I wipe away tears as I reach for a candelabra. I am not surprised that it is lit. Joachim has come this way. The stairs are long in descent. The glow of the candles flickers in the corridor. The further I go, the darker it gets. The atmosphere has become cooler again, frigid almost, and my body shivers. Skulls rest in orifices cut out in the walls, ornamentation common throughout Iglesian's castle. I always wondered about the ironic memento moris he placed everywhere, that he of all vampires would dream of death constantly. Such a tortured state Iglesian had been in. The image of him gripping the hand of God, his body glowing white, will never leave my memory. A tremor sounds off in the distance. I keep walking, ignoring the many others that follow, indignant and indifferent about whether I live or die. Funny how revenge trumps all reason, and that I go about it so willingly. I'm not sure how long I travel the looming passage, passing door after door, all of them locked and covered in dust. They must lead me somewhere, but I don't have the strength to break them down. I keep going, forward being the only option. Along the walls, collections of art decorate the way. Sculptured busts I've never seen before, fancy porcelain vases painted with black and red patterns, tapestries that drape all the way to the ground. A clock comes into view that maybe rose to the ceiling at one point in time. Now shattered at its center, the top portion lies on its side, toppled over from the cave-in all around it. Rubble and wood fill the interior of its body like pebbles collected in a jar. Lizards and beetles with hard-shelled backs rummage through the wreckage, pushing sand and silt aside, scavenging for smaller prey. I wonder what grotesque thing waits underneath it all. The smell is unbearable. Crunching over a centipede, I bring myself closer to the clock's face, admiring the framework of dark wood and metal used for the enormous hands. The glass used to protect the face is shattered into thousands of pieces, making it difficult to read the time. Tilting my head to the side, I see the smaller hand is almost on the 4, the big hand approaching the 12. Moving closer still, I position myself to angle my ear just right. I hear ticking inside. Impossible. Quickly I step back, looking all around, preparing for a trap, but there is nothing but the crawling of insects and the clock's clicking. I stare at the broken frame. The pendulum used to power the clock lies bent and mangled on the ground. The big hand suddenly moves over the 12 position with a heavy click. I wait for some bell to tone, even though there is none, and nothing happens. Then, immediately following, the walls and ground begin shaking and vibrating with such force. I crouch low to stabilize myself. The noise is deafening. Insects dart between cracks. Worms squirm through rotted wood. I wonder if the tremor from before was the same as this. Cracks form under my boots. One races between my leg, and I suddenly have the urge to run, but can't. Instead, I fall, reaching for edges, gasping at anything available. The floor splits beneath my feet, candlesticks disappearing into a huge abyss below. My hands find an earthen root. It peels from the soil like the unthreading of a cloak, bursting black dirt from the ground and then snapping. Dirt stings my face and I squint back, the burning in my eyes. I can't hold on any longer. Down into darkness I descend, the earth consuming me. The light of the passage above becomes smaller and smaller until there is no more light with which to see.